I happen to have an accordion. I don't care what instrument you use. Hopefully you have some kind of musical instrument in your house. A guitar, violin, triangle, a kazoo, a recorder, anything. Or something that is like a musical instrument, right? Use a glass hit with a knife or something to make it more like a musical instrument. The point is this, you're going to try to do some of your sound effects using what would normally be used for music or musical type of instrument. Okay, I'm going to try to do the bass using the bass keys up here. I'm going to try to do the sound effects for the clippers in the haircut video I did for the other class. So I'm actually going to play it and do it like real time, like looping or composing or whatever. And it's probably going to be terrible, but this is, again, this is just about having fun and thinking outside the box and thinking differently. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the play, and I'm going to try, I'm going to stand up to do this, so I'm going to try to sort of do some of the sound effects for the clippers themselves. So I have a minute or two here while I'm preparing, and I'm getting the thing, putting it on, the clipper goes on. And here's my non-musical musical instrument. It's my toothbrush cup. Right, so kind of like a musical instrument. I'm going to use it for kind of inappropriate sound effects here. We'll see how it works though, right? Playing into that metaphorical sound effect, right? So water drain, not so much, but whoop. And now, sound effects as music. Scissors, right? So literally thinking, there's scissors in this movie. I'm going to use scissors. Goddamn Air Force. Sound of Freedom. We're going to have this as, or could just use this literally as a sound effect for when I'm actually trimming the hair. But I'm going to try to do this in and out of the box thinking, use it as basically part of the music soundtrack, or have the sound effects essentially sort of become a soundtrack. Okay, ignore the airplanes. We don't have time to wait. All right. Grocery store bag. Going to make it sound like a sound effect at first when we see the grocery store, and then I'm going to try to get musical with it. And probably more interestingly, clippers, the actual clippers. So sound effects, sure, they're initially turned on. But as you notice, when I move it, it makes different pitches. So I'm going to get musical with it. Now here we go. So there you have it. Music is sound effects, and sound effects is music. So have fun with it. Think in terms of metaphor and filter. All of these things. The air conditioning kicked on, so the audio's going to stink now. We talked about all that. Ambient. All right. I should turn it off, but I'm not going to bother because it's just me talking. Okay. Have fun with the project. Just do something simple or get as elaborate as you want. Basically, think of what we talked about with the review, but for this project, just do something fun with the music. So we can get to that. I'm going to also, before the semester's over, I'm going to have a discussion on dialogue editing, which was one of the projects that we're essentially skipping. But I'm going to combine this with the coverage lecture in the editing and the 125 class. So watch that. I'll go ahead and email it when I put it up. Email the class when I put it up. So we're going to cover what we've already talked about: checkerboarding dialogue, and basically getting the microphone as close as possible, and using the dialogue from the close-ups and the extreme close-ups, not the master and the long shots or even the two shots, right? So I'll be going over that again, but we're essentially skipping it as a project. We had a voiceover and music project that's going to be skipped. But it's kind of the same thing. We touched on it. You guys, doing voiceover, same thing applies. Microphone is close to the person talking as possible without actually tweaking. -12, right? -12 dBs.